back in my career days, I did a lot of work with schools. I was on the Hunterdon Drug Awareness board here in Hunterdon County. So I got to do a lot of work with schools. And with all of these active shooter issues that were coming about, one of the areas that we kind of focused on was the school systems. And I mean, till this day, the schools are just not absolutely certain as to what they're going to do, with this type of security. But if you take the other side of that coin and you look at the temples and the synagogues, the private sector, we deal with a lot of synagogues and temples now. And
sure, especially in light of what just happened recently.
Right. And we got, I don't want to say we got lucky. I want to just say that, our intuition and our intelligence, I think saved a situation that could have been really, really nasty at one of our temples. We have at this one particular one, we have 2 armed officers there every day, 7 days a week.
Wow.
On high holy days, we have about 18 officers there on high holy days.
Wow.
It's one of the largest temples in New Jersey, and 18 guys on the ground during high holy days. And we screen every vehicle coming into the parking lot. The Uber vehicles get moved to a different lot altogether, completely altogether. So during the normal course of a normal day, one of our guys calls me and just says, hey, we're watching 2 or 3 individuals that are walking around the temple grounds. And, this is a destination, so to speak. You don't just bump into it as you're driving down the road.
No, not at all.
You have to know where you're going, and you find it. So, they watched these individuals for a while. They finally went out and questioned them. I mean, our guys are fully racked with bulletproof vests, everything. And they go out there and they start talking to these 3 individuals who had said that they were just there to kind of, look at the temple. They were thinking of joining the congregation. And there was just something there that did not gel quite right. There was just something that my guys felt. And my guys that are on that post are retired law enforcement.
Yeah, so they have that intuition that something doesn't sound right or feel right.
Yeah, there was just something about that situation. And so our senior site supervisor over there decided to call the local police at that time as well, too. And, they didn't want to have the police rushing over in an emergency. And we certainly didn't want a SWAT team arriving because there's 350 kids there. And, we did the smart thing. We kept it outside. And as soon as police did show up, we had a situation where one of them had a firearm on him.
Say that.
Ah, wow.
Yeah. We had.
It could have been could have gotten worse.
How did you identify that, Bob?
Say that again?
How did you identify that they had the firearm?
Well, they're on private property. And so, we're not civil servants. So civil rights go out the window, at that point. And our guys know that, if they're coming on private property, then we have every right to search them. If they disagree, then we can restrain them for their own safety and our safety until police get there. But we're going to check. And sure enough, when my guy checked this one individual, he had a loaded 9mm on his side.
It's scary that you have to even worry about that sort of thing today. And it's really unfortunate because we've seen that now happen at synagogues. We've seen it happen at concerts. We've seen it happen in so many different places, obviously schools,
right,
and airports. And it's like no place is sacred anymore, including houses of worship, which should be a sacred place. Yet they end up being places that are targeted more often than not, especially in other countries. We see stuff happen all the time, and it's so sad, it's so devastating, and it's so infuriating, and it's so confusing because you think, what goes through these people's minds? They're people gathered together to worship, to pray, and they feel like they're in this safe space, and yet to someone else, it's like, what? Here we have a bunch of sitting ducks, and we're going to state.
And they, and the rabbis in these temples and even the administration, it's a delicate balance because, they want to have an open sense of community. I mean, this is what the temples are all about. So you got to, hopefully have a good head rabbi that is, has the foresight, to kind of say, okay, we'll figure out other ways to balance this open community, effect. And, now this one particular temple, we've been there now for going on 5 years with them. And it's amazing because the congregation, even the kids, they give our officers gifts around the holidays.
That's great.
They give them cards, holiday cards. And on High Holy Days, you can hear people talk about how this particular place is one of the safest places on earth.
That's fantastic. Kudos to you and your team.
So
absolutely, yeah, wow. And Bob, I think that what you see is that when we talk about these places like synagogues, I think any religious organization now really needs to start to protect themselves more, have more security, better eye on people coming in and out of the building. You never know what could happen, as it happened, the Tree of Life.
Absolutely. And we say to people, it's all about access control 101. It really is. It's controlling who comes into your facility.